that. So, forgive me if I'm scatterbrained and spacey. I'm gonna try and get to that in a minute. Um, so what is up, everyone? I don't expect anyone to show up for the live. I figured just doing a live stream would be easier, so I can explain what's going on. Um, I'm struggling, guys. Um, my health has been up and down, and to put in perspective, it's been going on a year that everything has been getting worse. It all stemmed from some personal things going on with family members, and I think I might have some mild PTSD from that because we went through pretty much hell in 6 months to a year because we had to deal with someone with substance abuse that we took in because they needed help. Um, the main issue that I'm having is my mental health is here and there. The depression has gotten worse, and my mental state is just garbage. There's days where I'm okay and I'm coherent and I'm here, quote unquote. And then there's days where the lights are on and someone's home and you can knock at the door, but they're not going to answer. I'm catatonic. I can barely get words out. Um, I suffer from tremors now. Um, all of my doctors, minus the new doctor I'll be seeing on the 14th this month. It is February 8th, 2014. I wish it was 2014. No, I don't. No, I don't. Uh, February 8th, 2024. You can see my brain. I can't even get my words out correctly, and everything's just scattered. I do have some friends and family members. They think it might be um, something underlined that I always had and never noticed. And some of my doctors, they believe that it might be my Humira treatment that I started for my Crohn's disease. Um, but the thing that I keep reiterating to them is I was having issues before I started the Humira. Mainly my lower back and my legs. I started having numbness and tingling in my legs, and then now my legs are pretty much numb. You can wail on them, kick and punch them, and it would take probably a good 5 minutes of you doing that for me to feel anything. Like right now, I'm digging my fingers into my thighs, and I can't feel it. And that has progressively gotten worse before I started the Humira treatment. It started with, my lower legs, and it just crept up. And now it's pretty much, um, you need to it has to be something extremely sharp for me to feel it in my legs. And now it's pretty much in my lower back. The only thing that I feel now in my legs and my lower extremities is my joints, and they hurt. Um, the other issue I'm having is my spine constantly just wants to lawn chair in the opposite direction, not forward. That'd be fine. I'll gladly bend forward because that's human anatomy. But my back feels like it constantly wants to go this way in the opposite direction, snapping my spine in half and potentially ruining my life. Because I know the human body can bend that way. I can't bend that way. So, yeah. Um, and I can't really focus on anything. I'm thinking of switching over to live streams because I don't have to really edit much, and it is what it is. Recording, I can't. Like right now, I'm fighting my tremors and my spasms because I have spasms and tremors, and on top of it, it progressively gets worse. Um, My doctors gave me meds, of course. I'm on gabapentin. I'm on Elavil. I'm on Zoloft. Mainly the Elavil and the Zoloft are for my mood. Zoloft is an antidepressant, for those of you who don't know, and Elavil is an antidepressant, but I'm using it for a mood shifter because my anger is another problem. Um, I've talked to counselors. Hopefully, my therapist on the 14th um, can help me with that as well. But my default mood is nothing, happy, or angry, or just depressed. And most of the time, it's nothing. My mood is in the moment, and if I don't feed off of other people's emotions, I'm a blank slate. I'm nothing. I have to bounce off of other things in order to feel anything. And I've always been that way. That's the sad part. Um, because right now, I I'm just blank. I'm numb. I'm content. In pain because I'm fighting the tremors and my back constantly. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's been going on. My health. I mean, I lost weight. My blood pressure's okay. I'm no longer diabetic. Um, I was almost 400 pounds again. Now I'm down to 270, 280. So, I'm trying to do everything I can to stay as healthy as possible. I try to exercise every day. I try to, do something. But there's days where I can't even get out of bed. And it's killing me because the Mrs. Mandy, she needs me and I can't help her. I don't know what to do anymore. Today is one of the best days that I've had in a long time, and I'm in and out of um, consciousness, if you will. I have moments where I'm just duh, and I'm stuck in my own body. It's almost like locked in body syndrome. I'm aware of everything. I can hear you talk to me perfectly fine. It's just my left hand locks, my head starts to snap to the left, and my right hand is just shaking, and I'm gone. I thought they were seizures. I'm still convinced they are because they're not constant. But yeah, it's hell. I want to work. That's the problem, and no one is willing to work with me as far as my health and my um my mental state is concerned. Our government is just it's garbage. There's no relying on the government anymore. I have applied for disability 5 times. The last time I went for a physical evaluation, and they deemed because I can do some basic physical movements that they wanted me to do, like balance on one leg and walk on my heels. Well, yeah, most people can do that, regardless of how they, their current health situation. Like that whole dog and pony show of me going to get that was just to get my hopes up, to make me think, oh, they're going to actually listen to me this time and give me what I need to help my family. No, it's go to work, pretty much. Fuck you, go to work. I can't go to work and do anything that my bosses want me to do if I'm no, that's not. How can anyone work like that? Like, no. I know exactly how I am when those episodes hit. I can't do anything. I'm bedridden. And yet I can't get on disability. I can't I barely have my medical. And yet they want me to try and work so that I can lose my medical, number one, and I end up having to pay for my insurance, which I can't afford my medication even if I could work. I can't afford my Humira. One of those injections, the starter kit alone, was $18,000 for 3 shots. Every shot I get is $1,200. And I'm pretty sure there's no generic for Humira. Otherwise, my doctor would have gave it to me. So yeah, that's another thing. Even if I could work, get a decent job, I can't afford my medication. Our rent alone is $600, which I'm glad because that is cheap for a fucking house. And yet we're still struggling. When our roommate was making decent money and Mandy was making decent money, we were still struggling. That makes no sense. We would penny pinch, we're budgeting, penny pinching, going to Dollar Tree, going to Aldi, going to all these different stores and places in order to try and get food to live so we can work, so that we can spend time with each other, and we can't. Like, her paycheck now is gone because I had to pay the light bill. She has to go and get dental work done. That's it. Money's gone. And then rent. And everyone is like, well, is your roommate pitching in for everything? We told her before she moved in that she didn't have to worry about that because we made sure for a year that we were good paying everything without anyone else's help, and we were. And then now all of a sudden, because the pandemic hit, now we're feeling all the effects of everything that has fucked everyone over. Cheap cheap parts for cars, just cheap garbage material for everything. I have heard horror stories of people picking up milk jugs at stores and they just fall apart. And then I watched Philip DeFranco and I realized that's why, because it's all cheap recycled plastic for the plastic that they could recycle. Because most of the recycling that we do doesn't actually work. Who'da thunk? And yet, if we don't recycle, we get fined for it. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So we're recycling for nothing. Because the only thing technically that we can recycle over and over and over and over and over again is metal. As far as my health is concerned, I'm at wit's end. I don't know what to do. Every time I try to apply for something, I don't qualify. Either Mandy makes too much money and somehow that affects me because we live together, or I'm not sick enough or just dying in order to qualify for anything. So I have to go and find a job where someone is willing to work with me so I can work for them. Last time I remember, that doesn't exist. The only way I'm going to get decent job placement is if I work at a job that I don't want to work and not make any money doing it. I did that for 6 years at Pittsburgh Mailing. I don't care if I'm name dropping them. It's a garbage company, and I'm surprised my mother-in-law is still working there and my aunt are still working there after all these years, because I worked there for 6 years, and I kindly asked my boss, hey, is there any way I can get a 50-cent raise? Just 50 cents. I need a little bit more money. You know what I was told? Work more. And I looked at them, I said, I can't work more. I literally had my schedule set up because my body physically won't let me work more than 8 hours. I'm lucky if I can get to 6 or 7 hours doing hard physical labor. Work more. That's what I got told. Instead of everyone else getting a raise or people coming in off the street making way more than me, Newbies, new hirees coming in off the street making $9, $10 an hour, regardless if they came through a temp agency or not. I'm still stuck at 8, and I had more experience than them. I was a jack of all trades, running around fixing the machine, running and processing mail, catching mail. Sometimes I would run mail and catch mail by myself, and they wouldn't give me 50 cents. I was told to work more. That's it. And I gave them 6 years of my life, and they still fought me over my damn unemployment. I haven't gotten my unemployment. I'm never going to get it. I have fought tooth and nail to try and get unemployment. Ain't got one penny. So I just stopped filing my fucking things because I waited 6 months, called, told them, oh, it's still processing. It's going on, what, 2 years now since I've had work, and I gave up on unemployment because even our roommate, she's waiting for her unemployment. She pretty much got another job before she got her unemployment. They owe her money. That's sad. She pretty much got another job before unemployment kicked in. So that tells me unemployment, that branch of the government, they have no money. Otherwise, they would have gave it to her. I remember back in the day when you filed for unemployment, you waited 2 weeks and then, oh, boom, you got a check in the mail. Or when automatic payments became a thing, it was deposited into your account. You just had to show proof that you were actively searching for a job. I did that. I got nothing. So I'm not waiting on them. Moving on. As far as the channel is concerned, I don't know what to do. I can't sit down at times and focus enough to record, let alone edit. I don't have an editor. I'm a one-man band. I'm by myself. I can't afford to hire an editor. I don't know anyone who's willing to edit my videos for free because it doesn't take much to edit my videos. I still have to sit down and try and teach Mandy how to edit for me. So that's not happening. So my only options are to upload raw video, which is garbage. Ew. Or we do things live and we just go from there. At this point, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm at wit's end. I don't want to sit here and e-beg and say, hey, can you guys donate to my PayPal or my Patreon? I haven't touched my Patreon in years because that just died. No, I have one patron who was kind enough to donate $5 a month for like a year, and I messaged him. I'm like, look, I'm in a really bad spot as far as my depression is concerned. I haven't been uploaded in 3 months. You can stop paying. It's okay. I thank you so much for your patronage, for your kindness, but I can't. And that was years ago. That was 2018, 2019. Hell, 2017, 2018. It's like my channel started to blow up and then it just died. And I don't know why. I did everything right. You know, I watched videos about, oh, well, you got to do this. And I'm like, I'm doing all these things. And I guess I don't stand out enough. So it is what it is. You just move on. And I think I need to go back to my roots and just record and upload videos that which I've always done. I've always recorded and uploaded videos that I wanted to do. I think there's been 1 or 2 requests where people asked me to do stuff, and I think one of those I failed to do. One of my subscribers was kind enough to donate a couple games to me, and I never got around to doing those games, so maybe I'll do that for them eventually. I doubt he still watches my channel, but it is what it is. I just I want things to change so bad, and I know I'm only one person, and I know everybody else is struggling too. I don't know what's going on with this country. I sit back and I'm a person who looks from the outside in, and from what I see, I just feel that in my lifetime we're going to have another Great Depression. Because either we print more money and lower the value of the dollar, everyone says fuck it and we all go on strike. Everyone just stops doing what they're doing. And we yell at our country and our government and say, hey, you guys are fucking up. I cannot tell you how many times I have watched Philip DeFranco, or I've seen some news snippet or some video, and I do a little bit more digging because that's how that's how you have to do things now. You can't just take things at face value anymore because AI is a thing and people lie. I forgot his name, but there's one YouTuber I watch now. He's a former military, and that's his job now, is to help clarify all the bullshit that is being spewed out on social media. Like, he recently had a video where it showed a whole train filled with tanks, and the caption said, "Oh, I guess they're taking those tanks down to the Texas border." They weren't. They weren't. Those weren't going down to Texas. They made it seem like they were, but they weren't. You do a good 5 minutes of research, and you'd find out that those were just in transit. The military uses trains to transport those heavy ass fucking tanks and shit all the time. Just because we got shit going on down in Texas doesn't mean that that's what's actually going to happen. And I wish people would use their brains to think for themselves. When it comes down to the whole Democrat versus Republican shit, I stay out of it. Because all it's going to do is divide us even more. It's not white versus black, us versus, America versus the rest of the world. We, as the U.S. citizens, we need to band together and tell our government, hey, you're doing things wrong. They're worried about gun control and gun violence. If I'm a fucking criminal, what do I care about laws? What do I care about order? What do I care about justice and peace? If I'm a terrorist, fuck your laws. So, gun control laws, those are for law-abiding citizens, and yes, we do need them. But to nickel and dime and penny pinch over what is legal and what is not, you guys are worried about the wrong things. You're not worried about trying to protect our kids. You're not worried about our education system. You're not worried about paying the teachers who need to teach our kids what 2 plus 2 is. What A squared plus B squared equals C squared is. We need these teachers to teach our children, because we're going to end up with a generation of people who don't know what musician means. Yeah, I watched a video where a musician was insulted because she got called a musician and she didn't know what it meant. She literally told the person who was next to her, "Oh, well, I don't do magic tricks." I think you're confusing magician with musician, you nitwit. We have self-entitled people who think that the world owes them everything and anything, and they haven't tried to work for it. We have people who have worked down to the bone, gave blood, sweat, and tears for companies and businesses, just to not be recognized and thrown aside like they're just another number. Yeah, I know I'm yelling at the wind and I'm calling out to everybody, this, that, and the other, but something has to change. Otherwise, we as a country, as the United States of America, will no longer exist. If we were invaded today, we the people would band together, the government would try to control everything and make it worse. We the people would band together to protect our country, like they're doing down in Texas. Because I understand that if you live in a country where you cannot walk across the street just to go get some milk without getting shot, that exists here in the United States too. Everybody thinks that this is the land of the free and the home of the brave, and it's all golden roads and beautiful sunsets. It can be, or it's just as bad as living in Beirut, depending on where you live at. And from all the videos and stuff that I watch on YouTube with Stringer Media and Post 10, all these abandoned facilities, government, residential, just full fucking neighborhoods. Gary, Indiana is a prime example. And yet we have homelessness everywhere. Why? You have abandoned complexes owned by companies that just sit and rot until someone comes along and goes, I want that, and they tear it down and build a mall. Or you get food deserts. You ever heard of a food desert? Yeah, they have. It's an area filled with convenience stores where they have chips and pop and all the things you don't actually want. You want fresh vegetables and you don't want canned goods all the time. Yeah, those exist now. Food deserts. Never thought I'd hear that one because you can't get the closest grocery store is 5 miles away by car. As far as the channel goes, I think the only thing I can possibly do other than live is music. Um, I'll try and leave a link to my SoundCloud down the bottom, and you guys can check that out. I am going to say it. I don't want to say it, but if you guys want to help us out for right now until I can get back up on my feet, in the description is a link to my PayPal. It's a paypal.me link. Goes directly to my PayPal account, and I will tell you guys what I use that money for. Full transparency if you guys do decide you want to help us out. Mainly bills and just games for the channel so that I have stuff to play. I got a whole list of games for us to play. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I got games for us to play. It's just I don't have the mental capacity at times to do it. You see how scattered brain this live stream is. I'm all over the place. So hopefully after the 14th, well, I can't say after the 14th because after my evaluation on the 14th, I'm going for a full mental and physical evaluation for those of you who are curious. I need to know what's going on with me because either I'm losing my mind or I actually do have something wrong. They checked me over head to toe. They did physical, they did blood work. As far as physically is concerned, mechanically, I'm fine. My body's okay. I think my shoulder's busted, my left one. But my whole left side's fucked up. So I don't know. And for those of you who are new, I run an NC-17 channel, pretty much rated R. So I drop F-bombs. I talk and cuss like a sailor trucker. So, and I blame my mother for that. I am aware of how much and when I curse, so I try not to do it too much because it is very immature at times. But there are times where it's funny or it's needed. But yeah, I just needed to get this off my chest to rant and to tell you guys what's going on. Um, it's rough right now. I know it's rough for everybody. Some people got it easier. Some people are way worse than I am. But right now we're struggling, and I can't focus on this to try and make our lives better. I want to focus on this and do this because this is the easiest thing for me to do right now. It's just to sit down and make videos and to talk with you guys, and hopefully eventually it pays out and it works out, and I can support my family. Because right now, I think if even if I were gone, not here, whether I leave or I, leave and find a place that I can, you know, stay and to take less pressure off of her, that's just putting more pressure on someone else. It's putting a burden on someone else. Or I ended up being a vassal of the state, and that's not fair to everybody else. They don't need another mouth to feed as far as taking taxes away from everyone else, because that's what it equates to. It's bad enough I'm on state medical because I can't afford my medication. Even if I did work, I couldn't afford my medication, which is ridiculous. I think my muscle relaxers alone are like $40, and I'm on one, two, three, four, five, 8 or 9 prescription medications, most of which are for my Crohn's and 3 or 4 for my depression and mood. I'm thinking about other alternatives as far as treatment are concerned. I know there's ketamine treatment for depression. I'm thinking about that. Um, Maybe psilocybin treatment, worst case scenario. See if that helps. But that's murky as far as the legality of that is, because I don't know if there's any psilocybin clinics around here that can legally give it to me without me, getting magic mushrooms, which is bullshit. I don't want to do all that because it's not a proper dose. You don't know what milligrams are in every mushroom. You can get a magic mushroom and it has 25 milligrams, or you have one and it's 2 milligrams. So, being in a clinical setting um, is a lot safer in my eyes. And pot's a tricky one. I've smoked marijuana for a while now. I think my first time I did it, I was about 18, 19 because I was in so much pain. And a friend of mine, he's like, here, just smoke this and see how you feel. I took a couple hits and my pain went away. It was a godsend at that point. It was mainly the intestinal pain and the stomach pain from my Crohn's because it wasn't managed at all. Nothing was working, so that helped. Um, Now it helps with my tremors and um, the spasms. That was the heating pad. Don't worry, it wasn't a bomb. I'm not dead. Um, it's mainly for the tremors and the spasms. Now, with it, I'm okay. Without it, they get worse, progressively worse. Um, I mainly use vapes or flour. Do I still have the container? I don't know if I have it over here. There's a particular brand that I like of cannabis flour that I get at my buddy's shop. It's actually really, really good. Um, it's a THCA, but all the different variants of THC break down into the same chemical component pretty much. It's just how potent that particular breakdown will be on the brain. Some variants of THC like Delta 9, Delta 8, Delta 10, 11, THCA, THCO, all of that. Those pretty much break down to the same chemical, but with a slight tweak to them, so it changes the intensity. Delta 8 is definitely psychoactive, but it's not the paranoia isn't as intense as like Delta 9. Um, I consider street pot just full spectrum. Yeah, if you get it off the streets, it's full spectrum. Just I have highly advised against it. Um, Especially if it's not legal in your area to, you know, talk to friends and stuff. I have friends who grow and they just give me stuff for free. Um, and they grow legally. So, but other than that, I can't. I don't want any more medication. I'm done. I've dealt with it since I was 15. I'm 35. That's 20 years of medication. I'm done with it. I don't want to take it. This just makes me tired. These are my muscle relaxers. These just help me sleep, and they help with the nerve pain because my back is constantly on fire. It just feels like there's electricity just spreading from my spine out to the rest of my body. And the gabapentin is the only thing that helps with that. I have no pain medication, so yeah, that's gone. That still confuses me how it's a long story and I don't feel like talking about it. It's just, to me, it's just a bunch of bullshit. And I think I was pretty much set up. I don't know how, but that's just my brain thinking the way I think. Um, I will talk about it. So at some point I was taking tramadol and my PCP, they noticed that I was going to the emergency room a lot. And I kept telling them it was for my back. Um, because the spine issue started with me, you know, wanting a lawn chair, and that was excruciating. It still, it still hurts. Um, and I was telling them, hey, you know, it's because of my back. The tramadol's not working. Is there anything else you can give me? No, you have to go see pain management. You're my doctor. I'm telling you that the medication you're prescribing me isn't working. Can we change it? Go to pain management. I called pain management. They told me, well, what are you taking? I'm on tramadol. Okay, who prescribed it for you? My PCP. Well, talk to your PCP. They told me to talk to you. We'll talk to them again. I go to pain management. Oh, well, we don't give out pain medication. We just try to figure out and wait. You don't what? Your pain management. I'm telling you that I'm already in physical therapy. I'm telling you that I have done all the rigmarole that you wanted me to do, and I'm still in pain. And you're not going to give me my pain medication back? Okay, I guess I'll just be miserable. So, yeah. So my options are go to pain management, which I already know what they're going to do. They're either going to try and put me on medication that I'm already on, Neurontin, gabapentin, or Roboxin, or Flexeril. I've been on them. The Flexeril just makes me sleep all day. No matter, oh well, you have to build I build a tolerance to it, and I still I sleep all day. So I don't take Flexeril. I take these, and I can at least try to function. I have tried not taking anything. I have gone 3 days cold turkey without anything, and it is miserable. I can't focus. My back is on fire, and I'm stuck in bed. And there's times where my hips and my lower back are so bad that I need to walk with a cane now. And I'm 35. I asked them several times. I said, well, could it be MS? Because my cousin, who is my blood cousin, she was recently diagnosed about 3 years ago. And could that be it? Well, we'll check your brain. They scan my brain. They find a couple occlusions, but no signs of MS. I was like, well, what are those occlusions? Lo and behold, they're on the left side of my brain, and that's where I constantly get migraines, headaches, and pain near my left eye. Well, that could be the reason why you're getting the migraines. Is it a fucking tumor? What is it? Because now I have those occlusions that makes me think that there's something wrong with my brain. But according to everybody else, no, you're fine. Clearly, I'm fucking not. I thought, okay, maybe it's the pot, and I'm having some weird psychosis or some weird I looked into it. All the symptoms that I'm having, maybe one or two are associated with pot, but that's if you're a constant, chronic, heavy smoker. I don't smoke every day. Hell, I just recently started smoking, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I hadn't smoked for 7, 8 years, but prior to that. So, I don't know. I don't know anymore. And I'm at wit's end on what to do. I went to school for computer aided drafting, and I pretty much wasted $3,000 of Mandy's money and my time because I still can't find a job in that field whatsoever. And now I'm so rusty, I need to relearn everything pretty much. Because unless you knew the right people, or you rubbed the right elbows or greased the right palms, you weren't getting into that industry without a lot of effort. And every place that I've called, I was either underqualified or I didn't have the experience. I need a job in order to get the experience, but I need experience in order to get the job. That lovely fucking paradox. I had one guy willing to help me out, and he gave me a job for about 3 months, 2, 3 months, and then they had to let me go because they didn't have the money to keep me on anymore. I don't know what else to do other than finding and bouncing between jobs, which is terrible to do. That makes other companies look like you're unreliable. It makes it look like you're either greedy and you know, there's just having multiple jobs in your resume at times can be a bad thing. Now, if you have multiple jobs, but you were there for 8, 9 years, that's a different story. For me, it's usually a year to a year and a half, and then they get tired of me taking off for my health or taking off because I have doctor's appointments and they're at weird times. It's like you want me to, it's like I need to stay off. Oh, well, can you come in after, your doctor's appointment? I don't know how I'm going to feel after my doctor's appointment, so no. if they draw blood, this is back when I was um, diabetic. It's like if they draw blood, I'm going to be pretty much hypoglycemic for the rest of the day, and I'm going to be pretty bad. I'm not going to be able to focus on certain things. If if I go to physical therapy, I'll try to be in, but I'm not going to be able to do much because physical therapy is literally going to take a lot out of me. They didn't want to hear that. They just equated it to me being lazy. I'm not being lazy. My fiance will tell you. The missus will tell you. On good days, this house is spick and span. It is clean. If she asks me to do something, hey, can you do the laundry? Can you run the vacuum? It gets done. When it doesn't get done, that's when she knows, oh, he's been in bed all day, or he's not feeling good. He's not himself. Something's wrong. And those days are becoming more and more frequent, and I don't know what else to do other than beg and plead and cry for help, because other than YouTube or just music in general, all of my talents are niche talents. I can paint, I can draw, I can, I have carpentry experience, some carpentry experience, basic stuff. I know how to, I have all of these skills, but my health dampens everything. I could have good days and I have my bad days, and my bad days are bad. And the sad part is, 9 times out of 10, I'm so scatterbrained, I can't make a coherent sentence at times. It's just it's just word garbage. I get off topic and I go on tangents way too much at times. And it's not on purpose. It's just my brain is just everywhere. I thought I had ADHD. I probably do. I don't know. I don't know anymore. And there's days where I wake up and I'm like, yes, another day, great. I can do this. Everything's gonna be great. And there's days where I wake up and I'm like, I wish I didn't wake up. I wish I didn't wake up. And I shouldn't feel like that. But when you see all the bullshit going on in the world and you just pray, you close your eyes and you wish that all this conflict, all the wars, all the famine, all the hunger, all the greed, you just want it all gone. And it is possible. We can work and live in a harmonious life. We just choose not to. And it's sad. Because people, in my eyes, are just greedy. This world is ran on greed and gluttony. I'm a very non-materialistic person. I do covet certain things. I pride myself on certain things. I'm happy that I got certain things. I'm glad that I have certain things. I'm appreciative of these things. I have a house. I do have some food in the fridge. I have lights. I have gas. I have internet. I have you guys. I have my friends. I have my family. And I'm grateful for those things because I know one day I could wake up and they're all gone. Or I'm gone. And I don't have them anymore. But in order to keep these things, I need to be able to help them, and I can't. So this is the best thing that I can do, is to ask for help. You guys can give me guidance, you guys can give me advice, someone can give me something. And it's like right now it's already starting, because I have moments of where I'm blanking out. and I don't remember what I was talking about. And it sucks because there are nights where I just want to hold Mandy and just hold her and go to sleep together, and I can't because I'm twitchy and shaking and the tremors are so bad that I don't want to keep her up all night, because there's times where she comes home and she is fucking exhausted and she has to cook dinner because I can't get out of bed. And that tears me apart. It destroys me. Having her come home after 8, 9 hours of work to do dishes. Coming home after 8, 9 hours of work and needing to make sure that I ate because I couldn't get out of bed to eat, to feed myself. Barely able to walk across the floor, to walk 10 feet to the bathroom. At times with a cane, just so I don't fall because my balance is garbage. I don't I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. So maybe you guys can give me some advice. Someone out there can, because maybe there's some government program where they can help me um, get a job and keep a job, or I can find some lawyer who's willing to help me out for free because and get my disability, because something needs to give. I'm at wit's end and I don't know what to do anymore. So as far as the channel is concerned, I'll be back. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I didn't quit. I didn't retire. I just need some time. As far as the content is concerned, um, other than Photoshop, if you guys have any video editing software recommendations, please let me know. I have, what was it? I have Magix Movie Studio 23. I don't know why that's still there. I deleted that. That should be gone. Yeah, okay. I have, no, it's still there. What the hell? F Soundforge. Why are you still, do you exist? Sorry. Um, I have Magix Movie Studio 23. Um, but I'm been having issues with it. The last couple videos that I uploaded, the audio was just garbage. It was gone. So I'm still fine tuning on that. My old editing software that I was using, it's gone. It's dead. This is completely different software, and I just sit down and try and mess with it. I have a new cell phone. My our roommate, my bestie, she was kind enough to buy me a new phone after an incident, and it's amazing. I can connect it straight to the PC using DexDrive, and I can use my music software, so we can play around with that a little bit with OBS and all that lovely stuff. But other than that, I don't know much of what else I can do um, other than work, and that's going to be a struggle because I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between jobs unless I can sit down and talk to the manager and be like, "Hey, we're struggling. We need help, and I need to help my family, but I, I need a job where someone's willing to work with me." And that's the part that hurts the most. Is most places they're not going to put up with me. It's like, hey, I'm not feeling it today. Is there a way I can just come in for a few hours and then go home? Or is it all right if I call off today? My last boss, I worked there for 6 years because Johnny, the plant manager, not the owner, the plant manager, he was the most amazing boss that I've ever had in a long time because he was willing to work with me. For 6 years, that man helped me out. And at the end of the day, it wasn't his decision to let me go. Hell, my supervisor didn't even know they laid me off. And I was coming in early after surgery to work. That's the other thing that made me mad. I could have sued Kurt for that. Is they let me go while I was on medical leave. They knew I was in the middle of having surgery. I told them I'll be back as soon as I'm done having surgery. I had a graphic, mind you. I had a perianal abscess. For those of you who don't know, that is a giant abscess near your butt, your hole. And now I have what they call a Seton drain. And the best analogy I can give you is this is my sphincter. And I have the equivalency of this in my sphincter. It's just there. It's just there now. Just hang in there. For the simple fact is, I have what they call a fistula. It is a tract or opening that leads from your intestines to the outside of your body. I had one years ago when I first got diagnosed with my Crohn's disease. What it ended up happening is I had an obstruction in my intestines. So this is your normal opening for your intestines, and mine was like that. Not good. And then it eventually did that. It closed. So they tried everything to get it to open, and it opened up that much. Great, isn't it? You ain't getting much through that. So needless to say, I wasn't eating, and what was in my intestinal tract came back the other way. So they ended up having to remove that section of my intestines, put it back together, and for some reason, it decided that it didn't want to seal correctly, and it opened up just a little bit like that. And the bacteria leaked out, and it ate its way through my abdominal wall. And I ended up with a fistula on the side of my body. So to get that to close, I went 3 months with no food. I was on an intravenous feeding system. That was fun until we had the last straw was my mom accidentally gave me too much of the glucose serum because it was the main nutrient bag, and then you had a vial of vitamins and your sugar. And I was supposed to get 1 mil of, or 2 mils of the vitamins and 1 mil of the glucose. And my mom gave me 2 mils of the glucose by accident. And I immediately almost went into a sugar coma because she put it in and turned on my machine and it started pumping. And I went, something's not right. You need to call 911. I'm about to block out. Oh. So that was fun. She shut it. Luckily, she had the cognitive faculties of, oh god, I need to shut this off. It's going to kill him. So she shut my pump off so it wouldn't keep pumping nutrients and all the deadly sugar into my body. And she disconnected my lovely PICC line from from the machine. I had the scars from that. Fun. And went to the emergency room. My surgeon and my doctor were like, "Look, it's not working. We're just gonna cut that out, and we're gonna do it right this time." So they cut it out, did all that lovely stuff, sealed me up, and here I am today, fistula free, except for my rectum. Then I had the seat and drain break, so they had to replace it, and then I ended up with two because they found another tract. So the doctor ended up putting two seat and drains in. So now I have two pieces of string hanging out of my ass. Isn't it fun? It's not fun. It's annoying and painful at times. Pull my string and hear me scream. So, yeah, that's my life has been chaos at the best of times and hell at the worst. And the sad thing is, there are people who are worse than me. There are people who are in situations that are a hell of a lot worse than I am in. And I'm grateful that I'm in the situation that I'm in, because it could be a hell of a lot worse. But I wish it was a hell of a lot better, and it could be a hell of a lot better. But right now, I can't see myself working 40 hours a week in my condition. I'm praying that I can try and do 24. But what scares me is that I'm going to be working my ass off for nothing. Because this current generation, they're fucked. I feel bad for Gen Z. Hell, even I'm a millennial, and I feel bad for my generation because we can't get anything done to help the next generation. Because the previous generation, they were so caught up on the industrialization and the needing to grind in order to make a living. That's not going to work now. There are kids who have graduated from college who are making way more. We're talking $40, $50 an hour, and they're still struggling. There are healthy people who don't have any health conditions, who don't have to worry about medication. They are budgeting and planning and doing everything they can, and yet they still are struggling. And that makes no sense. None. So, like I said, as far as my health is concerned, we will find out more on the 14th, and then I have to wait about 30 days, about a month, 2 weeks to a month for the results, and then my full evaluation, and then we'll go from there. As far as the channel is concerned, it's not dead. I didn't go anywhere. I'm not dead. I need some time, and I'm planning on at least releasing a video soon. I gotta figure out what, when, and how, because you guys deserve something. I might do a live stream. I don't know. I gotta get everything set up. Like, I literally put my recording stuff down in storage. Like, I took my mic down. I took my DOS down. My keyboard somewhere. It's in the basket over there. Like, I got a little. Oh, God damn it. Oh. Like, I got my little launch key and everything. I gotta open it because there's. That don't sound right. But, spent money on that. I barely use it because I can't really use it with this phone because it's I don't know if you can see it, but it's micro, and I have a USB-C. I do have an adapter, but I don't think it works right. So I gotta get a new adapter for it. But yeah, as far as the channel goes, mainly music for the most part for right now. And we'll go from there. We'll go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this live stream. Hopefully, there'll be a VOD for you to catch up with. I know you're not going to sit through the whole hour of me ranting, but there'll be more soon. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, I'm your host, Michael Gardner, aka Blue Fox 22. As always, stay safe, stay as healthy as humanly possible, and above all, stay foxy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video soon. This has just been a quick update. Quick, yeah, an hour long. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys some heads up about what's going on in our current situation. Again, there'll be a link down in the description for my PayPal if you guys are feeling generous. You know, doesn't have to be a lot. I know everyone's struggling. It could be $5, $10, whatever. If you can afford it, it'll help us out a lot, and it'll help me out because it'll get me out of this funk a little bit, that I can give her something. You know, it's like, hey, babe, you know, I talked to my subscribers, I talked to my community, and they're willing to help us out a little bit. And here's this, you know, this is $20 for something, $20 for gas, or I'll get us dinner tonight. It's something, because she needs help. And right now, I don't know if I can help her as best as I can. Working from home would be the best solution for me right now. And working with someone who's willing to work with me. Hell, even if it's editing someone else's videos, if they can help me out with the software, I'll sit here and I'll just edit their videos all day long. I don't care. It's something. You know, $50 a video for a half-hour video. You know, I charge. That's how I charge. It's $50 a video for a half an hour, and anything over half an hour, it's just $20 extra. So if you give me an hour-long video to edit, it's $70. I'm dirt cheap as far as an editor is concerned. Because if it's not too ridiculous, I can get it done in a couple hours. That's what I mean. Like, I can edit, like, I would edit 5 of my videos a night. And my Minecraft videos are usually a half hour to an hour long. And I would reduce them down so people could actually ingest them and enjoy them. So that's the dilemma we're at right now. That's the dilemma I'm at right now. And I want to sit down and talk to Mandy, and I want her to, when I'm really bad, I want her to record it without me knowing. Just so the doctors can see just how bad I get on my bad days. Because I think I need to start documenting everything so that they can see just how bad I get. And I need people to do it without me knowing. Because if I know I'm being recorded, I will stop. I will do everything I can. If, like, right now, you can see me rocking. I'm fighting my tremors and my spasms. I'm fighting it for you guys. Because I don't want people to see me like that. And the hardest thing I know when it's about to start is I start to stutter a lot. And that was the one thing I noticed, that a lot of these symptoms, they just compounded and got worse as I started the Humira treatment. But a lot of these symptoms I had before the Humira, so I don't know what's going on. And I'm afraid that if I stop taking the Humira, not only will my Crohn's get worse, I don't know if these symptoms are going to get worse or just disappear and it was the Humira, or if the symptoms stay. If the symptoms stay, then it's not the Humira. You know, it's something else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I prattled on long enough. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.